at Tallaght Stadium, and John Metney, you have just won the Premier Division title for the second year in a row. What does that feel like?
Oh, unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. We knew coming here tonight it'd be a tough game. Rovers are a very good side, but to win it the way we have with a few games to go, doubling up from last year, is just, look, what a feeling.
And it makes it a little bit better that the team who actually ended up winning it for you, as well as yourselves, was Drogheda.
Of course, I know, yeah, the local rivalry, but it doesn't matter how you win. But to do it 2 years in a row, and the manner that we have, it's just, you know, I was at the club when we were in the relegation battle down in Waterford, and just the transformation that's happened since Stephen Kenny came in. There's another man that was there down in Waterford, Christopher Shields, but what a feeling, what a feeling.
How has that impacted yourself, and especially Chris? Like this time 3 years ago, we were in Waterford and you had scraped past to stay in the Premier Division.
Oh, you just couldn't write it, could you?
Yeah.
Going from that, you couldn't write it, but what a feeling. And we're just looking forward to tonight now.
And of course, you've got tonight, and you've also got the FAI Cup finals to look forward to.
Yeah, what a season it's been, what a season. To date now, like, we all want to get to the cup final. We've got so many semis over the years, and we all want to get there, and we're buzzing that we're there now, and we can look forward to that next.
And finally, I know there was only 800 of them here tonight, but a word for those fans over there. They've been absolutely magnificent all year, and all the last, even when you were against Waterford, they've always been there to back you.
Yeah, well, it's a great support we have. You know, it's great to play for a club in a town like that, a community, like everyone gets involved, and they followed us all around the country. Even when there was so many fans that followed us when things were so bad, but just to see it now, there's so many supporters that things are going well, and it's just unbelievable.
I'm here at Tallaght Stadium with Ronan Finn. Congratulations, the league champions. How does that feel?
Delighted, you know, great feeling to win it again. You know, this is Stephen's building something special here, and the new signing, you know, that we had a great chance of winning the league, and now to retain it is brilliant. You know, it's great for fans. You see the celebrations here, it's what it's all about.
You mentioned the fans. I mean, I know there wasn't as many tonight as they would have liked, but it's a phenomenal support for you that has been there even when you weren't there. When they were in Waterford, those 800 fans were still there.
Yeah, no, I mean, they've been brilliant. You know, Stephen's really built something special here, and they bought into everything that Stephen's done. And you know, I feel we've given them something to watch as well. Most weeks, you know, they come out, we play good football, and we try and, you know, entertain them. But I mean, tonight probably wasn't our best performance, but look, you know, no one's going to really remember the performance. It was, you know, getting a positive result, and I mean, not losing is important. You know, we've only lost one all season, so it was important not to get beaten tonight. And in fairness, we had to rely on Drogheda to do us a favour, but I mean, that's so be it. We're league champions, that's the way it is.
Well, whatever about tonight, you're allowed one bad performance in a season like this. Congratulations and enjoy tonight. I'm here with Paddy Barrett. Congratulations, man. A league championship. What does that feel like?
It's unbelievable. Yeah, it's hard to describe. Like, waiting around to see the Cork score, like, I don't know what I was feeling. I had to sit down and everything. I was going to have a panic attack, but finally the result came in. Like, and it's just an unbelievable feeling. Like, I don't think it's sunk in yet, but I'm sure it'll sink in when we celebrate tonight and over the weekend. And
of all the teams to get those points off Cork, Drogheda, you couldn't write it.
Like, it's the local derby for us. Like, so. We'll have to thank Drogheda for something this year anyway. Not that we're their best fans at the minute, like, obviously local derby, but
you could support them for just
the like the script, like Drogheda looking after us, like, to win the league in Tallaght.
And you look at it, like I said it to the other lads, like 3 years ago it was a relegation playoff 3 or 4 years ago it was a relegation playoff in Waterford, and now it's a second league title win.
I know, like, at the time I would have preferred Waterford to be honest with you, like my home team, but I'm delighted. Obviously when Stephen Kenny came along, like, he's after bringing this team with a scruff of the neck, like, from the bottom of the league to the top of the league, and doing 2 in a row, and hopefully we're looking to do the double as well this year, like, so it's something to look forward to, as well as the Aviva. But I'm sure we'll enjoy the celebrations at the minute, like, so we look towards the next week, obviously during the week, because I think there'll be a few hungover heads tomorrow and the weekend.
Like, you've enjoyed them you've had a consistent amount of first team football at points this season, and it looks like you're all in the peak physical condition, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's I think it's up to ourselves really. We get our own programs, obviously off Graham and that, but it's up to ourselves, like, what we do off the pitch. Dundalk and the manager and that can only do so much with us because they only have so much time, but it's all down to us and what we do ourselves physically off the pitch. So I think it's a lot of credit to the boys and themselves, like, looking after themselves off the pitch.
Perfect. Well, thank you very, very much, and I will let you enjoy tonight.
Yeah, thanks very much.
Good luck, Pete. Stephen, first of all, congratulations, a second league in a row. How's that feeling?
Yeah, unbelievable. this was our goal at the start of the season, and the manager, we had a meeting. It says no Dundalk team has ever retained it, so that was our goal, and we've done it. So it's great when you succeed.
You'd probably admit tonight was definitely not Dundalk's best performance. Like even the loss to Bows was probably a better performance than tonight. But I think you're allowed one off tonight when you win a league in the fashion you've done.
Yeah, we were poor tonight, but Rovers were good. But the key is when you are poor, you're not going to play well every week. You get something from the game. We done that, but we can play a hell of a lot better, and definitely probably Shamrock Rovers were the better team, but we got the job done, I suppose.
That's all. Yeah, it was all a bit negative there for a couple of seconds. No, let's get back to the positives. You've retained the league. You've got a cup final coming up. It's been a very, very successful season for Dundalk.
Yeah, unbelievable season. If you'd offered us this at the start of the season, we snapped the hand off you. So we've a great game to look forward to at the end of the season. But we've 3 league games to go, and there's going to be big competition for places. Them 3 remaining league games to see who can get in the cup final team. So we won't be taking our foot off the pedal. But as I said, it's brilliant season. No matter what happens in the cup final, our main aim was to go and retain the league.
And unlike last year where it went all the way down to the last game, you get a bit of time to relax now. You get a couple of weeks before the cup final to sort of like to cool back a small bit.
Yeah, but I don't think the way we are, there won't be much relaxing. The way the manager is, we'll be going out to win against Galway next week. There'll be players wanting to impress, to try and get in the team for the cup final. So we'll enjoy this weekend, and then we'll be down to business next week.
And last night must have improved your appetite to want to win in the Aviva Stadium and emulate that team last night.
Yeah, but unbelievable. The buzz is back for Irish football. I think Irish football needed that last night. It was back like the good old days. It was a great atmosphere, a great victory, and hopefully this can be start of a real good period in Irish football. And obviously, personally, we're all delighted to see here as well.
And you were, of course, a part of that famous team in 2011, the Shamrock Rovers team. How do you think this Dundalk side compares to them? Because it has truly been a phenomenal league win for Dundalk this season, especially.
Yeah, it's hard comparing different teams, but I don't think I've played in a better team than this. Especially age-wise, and there's more scope for improvement with a lot of the boys, and probably our free-flowing football. We obviously didn't see much of it tonight, but we go out to win every game and attack. We never want to sit in and just contain teams, and that's the way the managers taught us. And I think if you're a Dundalk supporter, you're always entertained anyway. So as I said, it's probably the most exciting team, and it remains to be seen of what we can achieve.
And your former manager went and qualified a team for the Euros last night as well. A word about that?
Yeah, brilliant achievement. I think he showed with us, with Shamrock Rovers in Europe, getting us to Europe, how well he can set up teams and how tactically astute he is. And I was confident that when he went to Northern Ireland, he'd definitely make a job of them, and he has done that. And he unbelievable achievement from Michael too. So it's great all around. I suppose for the league, and Shane Long, an ex-League of Ireland player, scoring last night. Wes Hoolan, technically as good as any German player on the pitch last night, unbelievable. So I think it's hopefully it's positive, and hopefully the league promote this now, and it's the start of a good period.
And finally, you can't talk to a player from Cork or Dundalk without asking about the fans. They've been phenomenal this year and last year, and they really have. The whole town of Dundalk seems to have gotten behind what you're doing on the pitch.
Yeah, I think it's captured their imagination. I think the manager drilled into us when we first arrived that Dundalk's a real hot football town, and if we could just give them something to cheer about, to cling on to it, and it'll grow and grow, and that's the way it's gone. They were down on their knees 3 seasons ago, was it 4 seasons ago? They were down. They were down on their knees, and just the transformation. It's all down to, I suppose, one man, and what a job he's done.
Thank you very, very much. I'll leave you to celebrate. Darrell Horgan, first of all, congratulations, you've won the league. What's that feeling like for the second time in a row?
Yeah, absolutely tremendous. I suppose at the start of the season, the gaffer said to us that good teams win the league, great teams retain it, and we've gone out and done that now. But it was a lot of hard work. I suppose we've picked up from last year, we've improved. Winning the league with 3 games to go, we've well deserved it. That's one thing I definitely say. And look, we've still a few games to play, so we have to keep the head on, and we've had a fairly exciting day in the Aviva. So that'll be the crack now. But we'll enjoy the weekend.
I was about to say it to you, there's one particular game you have to play that's quite important.
Well, yeah, but I suppose the 3 games leading up to it are very important.
Yeah.
You know, everyone's going to want to stake a claim. You know, we have a great squad. You know, a lot of very, very good players. I suppose you could make 7, 8, 9 changes, and the squad isn't diminished majorly. You know, and I suppose look at. We have a couple of games to go now, and everyone's going to stake a claim, and we want to be on top form going into the Aviva.
And of course, you're like super excited about playing at the Aviva Stadium and stuff. But how much does last night's result in particular make you want to play at the Aviva Stadium even more?
Well, I don't think we're going to get the 50,000. You know, last night was absolutely incredible. Like obviously Germany world champions, but I think Ireland played very, very well. I haven't seen Ireland play that well in a very long time.
Yeah.
They at times they passed Germany off the park. You know,
like Dundalk.
Jeez, I don't give players like Wes Hoolan. You know, he was everywhere. And McCarthy, I haven't seen McCarthy have such a good game for Ireland in a long time. He was absolutely fantastic. So, but it'd be a great day out. But as I say, we have 3 massive league games to go. We're not going to take the foot off the pedal. It wouldn't be right. You know, there's a lot at stake still at the bottom end of the table. So we're going to have to be at it. Yeah. And perform, because I just think, you know, it would be disrespectful to other sides if we took the foot off the pedal. And for us as a team ourselves, we've got to push on and be ready for the hub final too. It's going to be a very, very tough game against Cork. They'll be hurt the fact that we've won the league again, so it's going to be, as I say, a very tough game. But look, we're very excited about it.
Yourself personally, you came onto the scene. You were playing in Galway, then you went to Sligo, and then you went to Cork. And it looked like you were at your peak last year, but you look even fitter now than you've ever done before, don't you? How are you feeling at this point?
Yeah, I'm feeling very, very good. You know, we've a lad, Graham Byrne, who works very hard with us, and obviously Stephen pushes us to do better. But I think as a team, we all push each other. You know, everyone not wants to up each other, but everyone wants to be at that level. You know, no one wants to be the one who's let the team down, and everyone works very, very hard. And I think that's one thing that Stephen has instilled in the squad. And you know, he's plucked a lot of players from obscurity with a point to prove, you know, and good people. There's no bad eggs in the team. Everyone just, you know, they're all good people, and you need that too.
Actually, I meant to ask you as well, of course there's still a lot of games left to go in the season, but you can't have not heard any of the rumours about yourself and a possible move to England. It must be flattering to hear such like big clubs like Bolton and stuff who apparently are interested in you.
Look, I think that comes in the case when the team's playing well. You know, there's obviously a few players who've been linked with clubs away or whatever. Look, we'll take it as it comes, but we've a bit to go yet, and I just want to play. I want to win a double this year. We've already, we've got the treble with the President's Cup as well. So
and the Leinster Cup final, I'm sure.
And the Leinster Cup final will be there as well. Yeah. So look, we want to win every game, and that's always been our aim ever since I've been up here. Anyways, every game. There's no point going out looking for a draw. We never have. We never will. I don't think. That's just the manager's style. And look, it's flattering, obviously, but it's not something I'm worried about.
All right. Thank you very much.